Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I have Distant Coder over here with me today, and he's going to be showing us his absolutely broken Salamangreat deck profile. Before I do get into the deck with him, be sure to check out his channel. The link will be down in the description down below. And yeah, do you want to take it from here?
Absolutely, dude. Okay, so hi guys, Distant Coder here, and I'm going to be showing to you guys the Salamangreat deck that I've been playing for a hot minute. I picked up the deck right before Mirage Stalio went to 1, actually, and when it went to 1, I was really hyped to play it, so let me show you guys what I've been on. I've been testing a lot of different things, and I'll run you through the different changes that I've been making as of late, just so you know what the different options that you have when you play the deck are. So you play the 1 Gazelle, obviously. Triple Spinny, you are playing very heavy on the 3 axis because Stalio is back, and you really want to be summoning that. So 3 of the Spinny and 3 of the Foxy. These are usually not played at 3 before Stalio came back, but with Stalio, these are your 3-axis engine. They're how you get to Stalio the fastest. And then after that, you play 2 Jack Jaguar because it's probably the best level 4 that you can play in the deck, and 1 of the Falco. You become a good Salad player once you realize this is actually the best card in your deck. Falco is what allows you to recycle your resources and maintain card advantage. Really, really good card. So that's it for the main deck Salamangreat names. You're just playing these. No Foul, no Mirror, no no Mole, none of that stuff. These cards are all you need. And I'm opting to play triple Buffalo and no Lady Debug just because I feel like the Buffalo is less susceptible to interruption. If they interrupt this card, you get to use the effect to draw 2, whether they bounce it, send it to the grave, anything like that. So honestly, the card is probably the best way to go. Discarding your Salads is also very strong. So Buffalo just does everything you need to do. The Lady Debug, like I said, is extremely interruptible. You can play 1 if you want to have the access to search it off the Signet Mining in order to go for that OTK, but the Flame Buffalo just in general has more uses and is a lot better overall. And then in terms of hand traps, I'm playing 12. I'm playing 3 Ash, playing 3 Veiler, playing 3 Nibiru, and I'm also playing 3 Imperm that I'll show when I get to the trap cards. These hand traps can be whatever lineup you want. Nibiru I don't think is optimal to main deck right now. I was just testing it, and I think it's like okay, but there are probably some better options out there. So those 12 hand trap slots are essentially, you can use whatever you want in there. They can be like Floodgates. You can play Goes and Rivalry. Those cards are very strong in this deck. So these slots are basically your flex slots.
Do you mind if I ask you a quick question over here? What do you think of Phantasme in this format, especially in like a deck like Salad?
I think Phantasme in the format is like decent. The only thing is that like whenever you would use Phantasme against something like Drytron, you use it quite late, and the hand traps that you're drawing into with the Phantasme, you would rather have them before they get to the point of summoning a Link monster. So against like something like Drytron, you want to see like your Veiler or like your Imperm early, rather than draw into a Veiler with a Phantasme, because at that point it's usually too late for the Veiler to be extremely effective, which is why I prefer to just play the power hand traps rather than play the Phantasme. But if you're playing like at a locals where you don't really see a whole lot of Drytron against most other decks, the Phantasme is pretty strong. So it's not a bad pick in my opinion.
Awesome.
In terms of the spells, the Salamangreats, I play 1 Will, 1 Circle, 1 Sanctuary. Will is probably the card that I've gone back and forth the most on in terms of the ratio. Like, I've played freaking 1 Will, 2 Will, 3 Will, even no Will. I keep going back and forth on the ratio on this. I think 1 is not, like, the best. I think you probably either play none or 3 as it currently is. And if I was to honestly tell you guys, I probably feel like you don't play Will. But Will has its uses. Sometimes it's really good, but sometimes it's also really, really bad. And that's the weird thing with Salad. Sometimes the ratios on the Salamangreat spells and traps, they don't really make a whole lot of sense because you can argue for every single ratio you might possibly have. I play for consistency 3 Mining and 3 Desires. These cards are absolutely cracked. I disagree with anyone that doesn't play Desires. I think this card is a must because after you've searched out your Sanctuary and gotten your Gazelle, this card is just like absolutely free. So this is really broken. And Mining with that Gazelle interaction is also very, very strong in the deck. And the last spell that I'm playing the One of Called by the Grave. Just this card is really, really, really insane. It's really good against like everything in the meta right now. So I probably would play this in every single deck. In terms of the traps, again, the ratios are like a little bit, you can change these up however you want. I play 2-2. In all honesty, I can see the logic of playing 1-1. I can also see the logic of playing 3-3. Basically, playing the 2-2 is the same logic of playing 1-1, but I'm playing Desires, so you play 2 so as to not banish your only copy. Playing 3 is not incorrect because drawing these cards is actually good. Because if you draw them, you can you kind of brick. Because Salad isn't the most consistent deck; it can brick from time to time. So if you only have access to like a Balinx, drawing these, like hard drawing these is really, really strong. So playing 3 is not incorrect. I know a lot of the really good players have been opting to play 3 as of late. I'm currently on 2, been testing 1, been testing 3. I'm okay with 2. I see no issue with playing 3 though.
All right, cool.
And then, as I said, the last hand trap was the triple Imperm. This card is really strong in the format. It's basically like Valor is just 3 more copies of this. Imperm is really strong against like Tri-Brigade and Drytron, so it's probably one of the best hand traps in the game right now. And the last card, of course, the broken Imperial Order. You want to have your broken Floodgate. This auto wins matchup, so it's really, really good. Off to the extra deck. The extra deck's pretty standard in my opinion, I think. I really don't think there's anything here that's going to blow your mind, but let's get into it. 3 Balinx, obviously. 3 copies of the Sunlight Wolf. These cards are absolutely cracked. You play 3 of each. There's literally no reason not to. For the other Link 2s, you're playing 1 Update Jammer, you're playing 1 Splash Mage, and 1 Phoenix. I feel as though the 2 flex spots that you'll have in your extra deck are these 2. You don't have to play these specifically. You can play stuff like Lingaribo, you can play stuff like Almirage. Almirage is like useful for like linking off a hand trap into a salad. It can come up. And you could also play the Hita. Hita is pretty good. I keep going back and forth between Phoenix and Hita personally. I think that if there was, like, if you want to cut any of these, the card you should be playing in place of either of these is the Hita. But right now I'm on these, and I'm kind of liking it. I don't really like Lingaribo all that much. I think Hita is the only one that you would really, really strongly consider if you wanted to. 2 of the Heat Leo, obviously. You can honestly cut these, to be honest. Depending on what your locals is like and stuff like that, if you're not playing a back row heavy locals, this card is absolutely cuttable, and you should not, just write it off and say, no, you have to absolutely play 2. You can cut it if you want. I currently play 2 because I think that it's decent right now, but like always consider that you can cut these should it ever come up, and should you want more space in your extra deck for something like Lingaribo, something like Hita, or even something like Apollosa. Apollosa is also quite good in this deck. And then the rest, super standard. You're playing the transcode and access code because the combo with Update Jammer that you do with this is completely broken and pushes for OTK. Probably the strongest thing that Salad is physically capable of doing.
I actually
obviously
have
for the Xyz.
really
Yeah, no, go for it. Yeah,
so
go for it.
I saw a lot of people running like 2 transcode. Do you have thoughts on that by any chance?
2 transcode is like fine. It's good because if you get your first one interrupted, then you still have that combo live for the next turn. Honestly, I'm not even opposed to playing to cutting the Heat Leo to play 2 of each of these. Okay. If you want to play 2 access code, 2 transcode, that is absolutely an option. It's not a bad option at all.
Awesome.
And then, yeah, for the Xyz, you play the 1 Stalio because the boy's back, he's home. And Abyss Dweller is probably the most broken rank 4 that you can... Like, this allows you to make this extremely easily. So having the access to the Abyss Dweller is really, really strong. In a lot of matchups, this can be like an FTK. And then off to the side deck, this is like a toolbox. You can go with it however you will. You should just look at my side deck as like a baseline for what you might want to play. I'm playing 3 Cycle Reader, specifically for Drytron. Card's really strong. And I'm playing the Gamma package. I feel like this card is really, really good going second. There's a lot of decks that if you Gamma one of their like strong choke points, it has like a much bigger impact than something like Ash Blossom would have or Bell would have and things like that. I feel like the Gamma going second is the most impactful hand trap, so I feel like it's very good to play. Because Gamma takes up 4 slots, I'm playing 2 Lancia instead of 3, because the other slot is basically for the driver. I think Lancia is one of those hand traps that's like good, but it's not the best. So because it's not like one of those auto win hand traps, it's pretty good to have, but I don't feel like you absolutely need 3. I'm playing 3 copies of Twin Twister. Gotta have that back row removal. The deck is fairly good at dealing with back row because of stuff like Rage and Foxy, but having the extra twins for like a back row matchup is always very useful. And the last card I'm playing in the side deck is something that I'm testing right now. It's going to sound really weird because it's an anime card, but in all honesty, I feel like it's working quite well, and it's 3 copies of Burning Draw. So for those of you that don't know what Burning Draw does, it basically targets a Link monster your opponent controls, and then draws cards equal to its Link rating, and then locks you into fires. So it basically has like a restriction that's not super restrictive for your deck, and it can end up drawing you into something that may unbrick you or drawing into more combo pieces and things like that. Burning Draw is really, really strong in something like Tri-Brigade because they usually end on the Link 3, or if you can bait out the Revolt and then they're on like their Link 4, you draw 4 cards with this. Card's really nice. I've found that playing Burning Draw is most effective if you're playing a build that plays things like Triple Tactics Talent or a build that plays Forbidden Droplet, like those really powerful going second cards that can also be used going first, are really good if you opt to play this. This is currently something I'm testing, but I'm actually liking it quite a bit. If you don't have this for your Sala deck, you should genuinely pick it up and give it a try. I think the card is really, really strong. But yeah, guys, that's it for my Salamangreat deck list. I hope
Awesome.
you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Once again, go check out Kevin at his Twitch and YouTube. Both links will be in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, guys. Peace.